Hello, I'm Sean Forsyth, Technical Manager at Feedwater Limited. So we're going to have a look at a demonstration of the Coolguard Bromgard field test method using dropper reagents. So the four reagents you're going to need for this test are the Coolguard Bromgard indicator. The code for that is A02. You will need the buffer, which is A008, and the titrant, which is A015. If you're carrying out this test on a cooling system which uses an oxidizing biocide, so chlorine, bromine, chlorine dioxide, then you will also need dechlorinating reagent, which is A009. You can get 3 Coolguard Bromgard reagents together in reagent pack 009. So in this example, we will be testing a cooling water which has been dosed with Bromgard 810. So the instructions for this test will tell us that we need to take a 20 ml sample. Easiest way to do that is using a syringe. Add your dechlorinating reagent, 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The method says 5 to 10 drops of the indicator solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the next step is to add the buffer, which will acidify the solution. It's important to make sure that we only add as much buffer as is necessary to turn the colour from the sort of pink purple colour that you can see there to yellow. Do not over acidify it, because this will affect the test when you come to the titration stage. So we don't know how many drops it's going to take. It could be 1, could be 5. So 1 drop there and it's gone yellow, so we will not add any more drops. The next stage is to add the titrant. So each drop of titrant will equate to a certain amount of product in terms of ppm. So what we'll do at the end is we'll have counted up the drops and we'll multiply that by the factor. In this case it's Bromgard 810, so the factor for that is 10 ppm per drop. There is a second stage to the test which requires you to carry out the same method on the makeup water and subtract the number of drops. The method is the same, so we're not going to go through that. It's really just to show you the endpoints. So before you start with the titrant, it's important to make sure that you always, first time you use the titrant after you've taken off the lid, just give it a good wipe to make sure that there's no dried residues, so there's no static, so that each drop that comes out of the tip of it should be the same size. So we'll make a start. So what we're expecting to see as an endpoint, what's stated is that it should go to a rose pink. Now it will gradually go through a sort of peachy colour towards the rose pink, and it's quite a specific endpoint which is subtle and difficult to get. So it's not a particularly well liked method. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see it has started to change colour. Still relatively yellow there, but it's edging towards more of a sort of peachy colour. So 10 drops, so 11, 12, 13, 14. Now that is a stronger peach colour there, but we need to go more pink than this. 15, 16. I would say we're nearly there with this colour. 17, 17. There's no real change between 16 drops and 17 drops, so 16 drops is the end point. I've taken an extra drop just to see if there's any extra colour change, and it's remained the same. So 16, if we carried out the second stage, we'd subtract whatever value we get for the makeup water and then multiply that by 10 to get your Bromgard level. So the things that can interfere with this test, polyphosphates can interfere. So if you're on a treatment which includes polyphosphates, then this method isn't suitable. What it's actually testing for is phosphonate, which is a component in Coolguards and Bromgards. High iron levels can also interfere. So if you're aware of iron that's present, then be aware that that will interfere with the result of this test. And also, as mentioned earlier, chlorine, bromine, any oxidizers will interfere by interfering with the indicator. There is an alternative test method available for a number of the Coolguard Bromgard products, which actually looks for the polymer component. So if you suspect that you might have interference with this method, then contact the lab and ask about the availability of the polyshield method or the polymer method. This is also available on a lot of the method sheets.